you guys. Oh man, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing okay or better than okay. Okay, I'm still alive. And quick apology and thank you. Apology about the Matchbox minis that I haven't finished. I have seriously just been like determined to get these journals done. I don't know. It's just something about my personality maybe when, well, plus I'm trying to make a living, right? But once I start on a series of journals, it's just really hard for me to focus on something else. So so I'm sorry that I haven't put out part 3 on the kind of work along with those. I should have videoed them while I was making them last month, but hindsight, whatever. Anyway, so I did get these done, and I actually made 13 of them. 12 of them are for sale. One of them is for my mom. She saw these covers on my desk one day and just fell in love, and obviously you can't see them very well because I have so much stuff all over the covers. But yeah, so I made one of these for her. So there's some duplicates as far as the titles. I had a few sets of these books, and I just picked out the ones that I liked to make journals out of. These are storybooks, children's storybooks, called My Book House, and these are ones that were published in, I think the mid-30s. They continued to publish these up in, I think, through the 70s. I don't know if they do now still or not, but anyway, so I think they're really cool. They're gorgeous books. The pages I love, and the covers are awesome. So let me just kind of show you how these guys turned out. So there's blue ones and green ones. They were obviously 2 different sets. I think the blue ones are a little newer than the green ones. I can't remember publication dates on any of them. Like exactly, but so some of the green are actually a little bit, they're all a little bit different tones. See, this one is one of the oldest ones. All the blue are basically the same tone of blue, shade of blue or whatever, but see how the green, there's like 3 different shades of green. So, but I got pretty good pictures of them, and they're all listed right now in my Etsy shop. I got good pictures because I had really awesome natural lighting this morning from the snow outside. So I kind of put them near a window, and I like the way that the pictures turned out. So let's flip through 1 or 2 of these, and I'll show you what I have going on. As you can tell, they've got some charms on the front. These are really tags. I've got thread all over me. Sorry, guys. I don't know if anybody remembers. I made these little tags one day. I don't remember, on a live stream or something. And I had a whole bunch more yo-yos, so I made more of these little tags just because I think they're so cute. Put some eyelets in them and stuff. So there's a couple of those on the cover of each one. And then with the offcut of the paper from punching the circles, I just punched some more little tags, added those onto the charm. And then I had made these little charms out of just some punched paper shapes. And so I have some hearts, and then there's just some, just small circles and some larger circles and what have you. Anyway, and then this is the first series of journals that I have added one of my little 2 silver oranges charms. So I thought they were so cute. Look, it's my new logo stamp, and I stamped it with embossing liquid, and emboss them in silver. So you get 2 little silver oranges. Isn't that cute? And then I put the stock number on the back of each one. So it's really my way of keeping track. So, okay, so let's go through one. As far as the closure, oh, and this is all just on a piece of ball chain through that eyelet. These are ring bound journals. I have to tell you, these are not my favorite, not my favorite method of binding. Honestly, I went around and around with these. I think I spent more time on these journals, on making these 12 journals, than I've spent on the last like 5 series of journals that I've made, you know, seriously, like probably a good solid 3 weeks. So anyway, I was very fair in my pricing on them, and I want you to know that I did not, I'm not paying myself for my time on these journals. Just seriously, because literally they would probably be like $1,000 a piece, but no, I'm just joking. But anyway, so yeah, and oh, okay, here, this is what I was going to talk about. So I had done a video recently talking about making this little scrappy trim, because that's what I wanted to use as my closure. Well, I wound up, after I did that video, I wound up making one big long one that wound up being about 8 yards. And but then all those things that I had talked about, all the different ways that you could use that scrappy trim. I know some people call it a snippet roll, but in my mind, a snippet roll is made with laces and stuff. So I think this is kind of different, but it's really the same concept. Anyway, so I had so many ideas that I wanted to use a lot of those ideas. And so I made some little fabric clusters. Haven't made fabric clusters for a long time. So they're just different little bits and pieces, and then stitched on with a button. I left my stitching. I left all my threads and my stitching showing on the back of this, you know, because I don't know, I like that. So I like the junkiness of that. And then I happen to have a whole bunch of these different elastics. So these are for like lingerie. So like for slips and stuff. So I had some blue and beige and yellow, and anyway, so I used that as the closure, and I thought that was kind of cute. So anyways, so each one has a fabric cluster with some other buttons that I stitched onto, okay, with an elastic closure. If I was thinking what I would do is, I have a whole bunch of these that I had purchased for using on journals. They're actually hair bands. I'm going to include one of these in each journal, just in case you decide you want to cut this apart and use it in, you know, other ways, or if you don't like the way it covers up a lot of the cover. So I'll just toss one of these in with each journal. Okay. So anyways, hardcover book, 3 rings. I did do book corners on all of them. I just did not want to cover up this beautiful image on that front inside cover. This one's actually got her name on it. Just did not want to cover it up. So I wound up doing like a pocket on the front divider. Anyway, so each one's got 5 dividers that I made with some heavy craft paper. The front has just, you know, a little bit of collaging and then some stitching, obviously, and some tabs. I wound up just using buttons as charms on these. I didn't use any like metal charms or anything else, just buttons. And then these envelopes are some avocado dyed envelopes that I did a long time ago. And I just did, you know, added some paper and a string closure on those. And then I just added some ephemera, some printed ephemera in each one of these. So it's kind of like a little pocket. And then you could, of course, you could journal in there too. yeah. So, and then on the back of each one, I did some stamped lines so you could, write on them or whatever. Each one has one of these big oversized envelopes, and then I just added, some extra writing space in here. I had covered some postcards with some images that I thought were pretty, some vintage, notebook papers, like small writing papers. And then these, I included these because I thought if you wanted to, you could make this into a pocket. I was going to use these on some journal covers at one point, and then I just didn't. So anyway, so I just added those in here in the pocket. I used some Stamperia scrapbook paper, some newer ledgers that I coffee dyed, and I did purchase some image kits or collections from Mrs. Cogs. This is kind of funny. The book that these came out of, this was actually one that I think I scanned because I have this book. But she also has this book as a download, a printable in her shop. But she actually has two different ones. So there's a lot of images in that book. And some she does not have in her, in her collection for download. But I think she has the best ones. Okay. So, I mean, if you like the cute, pretty little girl ones, I think I like the ones she chose, and the way she edited them and formatted them, they're really super nice. So anyway, I will leave a link in the description to Mrs. Cog's Etsy shop if you don't already have it favorited. This is some ledger from a bank that is just absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is probably my absolute favorite ledger that I've ever bought as far as the quality of the paper. It's just got beautiful colors in the lining and the formatting and stuff. It's even got like some purple and blue and red and pink, and I don't know. It's just gorgeous. It's a really, really pretty ledger, and it didn't really have much writing in it, so that was kind of cool. And that's the original paper from the ledger. Some, just flowery stuff. This is, I pulled out pages that I thought were somewhat nature related, either gardening or, just outdoor stuff from the original books. Some animals, and, you're going to see, I just decided I just want to use stuff that I like, so like, this is a book page from another children's book, and it's The Old Man in the Woods. And there's just like snippets from other books and stuff in here, that mostly children's books that have something to do with nature or the outdoors or something like that. So yeah, I went around and around about reinforcements with these journals. And, I tried some different ways of reinforcing the holes. So what I ultimately decided was that I would add reinforcements on the fragile pages instead of, because I made, 13 of these. So I didn't want to put reinforcements on every single page. But I did do that on the fragile pages. Okay. So like on the, the book pages especially. And then I will include some, I'll include some reinforcement stickers with each journal too, along with the elastic. So if you want to add them on other pages, you can, you'll have them right there and you can just add them on. See, like this was a relatively fragile book. So I just added them. I didn't do it on both sides on all of them, but if you want to, you can do that. Absolutely. I don't know. I guess I just figure people know that, especially with a ring bound journal where these rings move around, sometimes you have to take, fragile care of things. Like you have to be gentle with things. This is a super, super cute book. And it's a little, little flying squirrel. It's a story about this little flying squirrel, and some of the images are just adorable. It was a book published in, I think, the early 30s. Another ledger page. So like the shorthand book, I put reinforcements on both sides because it was a lot more fragile paper. So I'll give you a few sheets of reinforcements. This is another image from Mrs. Cogs. When I printed it out, I cut them out and then I just glued them onto some grid paper that I had printed on some cream cardstock. And then each one's got two like bags like this that I just kind of added a bunch of other tags and stuff into. A medium, so there's that big envelope in the front, and then this bag, and then there's another one, a smaller one. So isn't this awesome? I just love the pages from that book. This is from the original book. Some flowery stuff. Of course, I have to add my bank ledger in there because, you know, I love bank ledgers and numbers and stuff. This is some French ephemera, some French documents and stuff that I purchased and scanned, and I just printed these out on newsprint. So I thought those turned out really cool. And thank you, Tracie, for the idea of printing on the newsprint. I didn't honestly think my printer would do it, but it seems to be okay with it. This is another Mrs. Cogs image. And some coffee dyed paper. See, like mermaids, and, you know, I don't usually go for like ocean theme things, but these pages are so pretty from those books that I just had to include some. These are some like postcards from, you know, like US stamp replicas or whatever. Some flower books, some botanical stuff, some coffee dyed ledger. And then I used some of that scrappy trim, cut it vertically into some strips, and used some of those strips on the edge of pages. And I even did some reinforcements like this where I just glued little circles of paper. Decided, okay, I'm not doing that on all of these. Some more avocado dyed paper. This is another book or another page from one of the books. So these book pages that I pulled out of the Bookhouse books, they're not necessarily from the book that I made this one out of. Like, you know, they could have come from any of them. I wasn't that organized. So, and then here's another one of those avocado dyed envelopes, and then just some more ephemera in the pocket. Some little tea cards that Tracie sent me. Thank you, Tracie. I love those tea cards, and I'm hoarding them. Hoarding them, I tell you. So I made these little circles out of some of my eco-dyed paper that was like really heavy-duty paper. And I'm glad I'm finally using it because I did it like a year and a half ago. Some more Mrs. Cogs images on the tags. And this is another piece of the, you know, the trim. So this is a littler bag that I put in there. Another kind of fragile page. Butterflies, grid paper on craft. Oh, I accidentally printed twice on the same side. So I didn't want to waste the paper, so I just put it in there anyways. But I thought I would admit it just because, you know, I would. Yeah, so I printed the grid accidentally twice on the same side. So, but I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool anyways. Some more ledger. This is the one that I got that had some French writing and stuff in it, but it was mostly blank. But I love this one too. I love the color and the formatting. This is a very, very old typing textbook. I can't remember the title of these. They're not, I can't remember the name of it. It's It's not a Greg book, but anyway, if you want to know, just leave me a comment or, you know, something, and I'll tell you the name of these, because I've seen them on eBay. So anyway, it's a beautiful typing book. This is another page from the original book. This was the end paper from the inside back cover. So yeah, you know, they're just both, you know, both. They're just all packed with yummy stuff that I love. This is a French, no, is this the Latin one? Yeah, I think this is the Latin book. Anyway, sorry. And of course, pages from Garden Flowers in Color. It's my fave. I don't fussy cut so many flowers out of that book anymore, but I still love it. Some little collaged library pockets, and I got some of that Stamperia rice paper, so I've been kind of using that here and there. But it's so expensive. It's like I don't want to use too much of it, you know what I mean? But a little bit goes a long way. So I'm trying to like stretch it out as far as I can. I saw, who was it? I think it was Nina Rubina. She did a video, I think that's who it was, where she had some of her collage actually printed on rice paper somewhere, and I thought that sounded like a really cool idea. I'm thinking about doing that like at Staples or something. I have a friend that works for Staples, so I was thinking maybe I could ask her about that. Because I'll tell you what, there's no way I could print rice paper in my printer. There's no way. Yeah. I can't, it's like one of my printers I can't print certain papers on, and the other one I can't print other papers on, and it's just super frustrating. One of them I can't print vellum. You know, one of them I can't print heavy cardstock. Anyway, so you guys get the idea. And yeah, so I finally got them done. And oh, you'll notice that one of these pages, the back of it is upside down. It's just because that's the way the ledger was laid out. I just made some rather loose fitting pocket pages out of this botanical book. I didn't want to do a whole bunch of, you know, gluing and stuff like that, because I like you to be able to use, especially this kind of paper, in other ways if you want to, you know what I mean? So I just kind of made it like barely a pocket. Anyway, so let's see, like little birds and more coffee dye. And then look at this, is another page from Garden Flowers in Color. It's so cool. Yeah, so there's the back of the book. I did not put a pocket in the back, but you know, you're more than welcome to do that once it belongs to you, right? Anyway, yeah, and so I don't normally do ring bound journals because they are somewhat time consuming, in my opinion. Like, that's just the way I feel. Like, some people probably are like a lot faster at it. Like, Karla seems to be able to do ring bound journals like boom, you know. And she told me, when I told her I was having a hard time, she's like, just do what you always do and then just punch the holes. And I was like, okay, yeah, well, it doesn't exactly work that way. I like stitching books together for some reason. It's just super relaxing to me. Anyway, so this is number 11, okay? And then, so that one is Through Fairy Halls. That's the name of the book. This one is Up One Pair of Stairs. And it's got the little girl on the front sitting in the chair. This one is number 12, okay? And there's the little tag. Most of the inside is going to be very similar, but you know, it's obviously different book pages and things like that. This one is number 5, and there's the 2 tags. I love these yo-yos. And this is The Magic Garden. This is one that my mom wanted too. So I happen to have had 3 of these, so I gave her one of those. So yeah, so this one's number 5. And this guy is number 9. This is another Through Fairy Halls. See, so she's got the fairy. So that's why I used a lot of those images from Mrs. Cogs that were the fairies and stuff. I seriously bought like, I think 10, 10 different like packs from her shop one day because I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't know. I just went nuts. So, and I'm glad that I did because I really needed some new stuff to play with. So anyway, and she's got great prices too. You know, like a lot of those image packs were like 4 pages and they were like a few dollars, you know. So I just think she's got really great pricing. So anyway, so that's number 9. And then this is Through the Gate. So it's the 2 little kids, you know, opening the gate there. This one is number 4. There's the back of it. I haven't shown you the back of any of these. This one is Over the Hills. I think there's 2 of these. This one's got some like weathering on it. Like, you know, I don't seal these book covers or anything like that. I just, you know, I don't. If I was doing some kind of process on them, like, you know, crackle paste or something like that, then I probably would use some kind of sealer, but I just don't think it's necessary. So this is number 10, by the way. This one is Story Time. So this one's got the little kids in the woods on the front cover. This one is number 3. My pen was running out on that tag. And there's the little tags. This elastic is pretty stretchy. So, you know, there's a lot of room to grow in these journals. And this elastic can accommodate that. So I think that's pretty cool. I love that elastic. Yeah, so number 3. And this one is In the Nursery. So it's the woman with their 2 children on the front cover. And this one is number 8. Okay. There's the little tags. Like, as usual, there's 10 pictures of each journal in each listing. This is the Magic Garden again. So this one's just a little bit, you know, more worn, I think, than the blue one was. This one's number 2. I love that fabric. Some of these are old feed sack fabrics. I'm not sure if that one is, but I'm pretty sure that one is. Anyway, I love this fabric. I just love that trim. It's so fun to play with. Oh, did I tell you what number that was? I haven't been to sleep, guys, so I'm sorry if I'm kind of delirious. Number 2. That one's number 2. But now that I have these journals done, I can get on to doing some other things that I really need to take care of. So this one's number 7. This is a Through the Gate again. Okay, so this one's green. I think the other one was blue. I think. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, this one has a little butterfly charm that I made. Oh, you guys, I want to do this project. I got to show you these. I got to show these to you before we hang up. And I think I'm going to do like a real short tutorial on how I made them. But I made some bells. They're really cool. So this is number 1. And this is the Magic Garden again. But it's the blue copy. Or the blue, you know, blue one. And there's the little tags on the front cover. I like this one. I like the color kind of tone. I like how the scrappy trim turned out with, you know, with that blue book cover. And then this one is number 6. Okay. So this is another Over the Hills. All right. Most of them have this style of book corner. I think there was one I might have gave that one to my mom. The one that had the fancy corners on it. Yeah, she deserves it, right? Yeah, so this last one is number 6. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, these are all listed in my shop right now. Yeah, and shipping included in the pricing. I've tried to stop saying free shipping, but you know, I mean, I guess it sort of is. You know what I mean, though. Anyway, let me show you guys these really quick. I made these. I made these last night, actually. They're little bells made out of bullet casings, or bullet shells, right? My kids, when they go camping, they take their guns and they go up in the woods and they shoot targets and stuff. And one time I went with them and I picked up all the shells off of the ground after they got done shooting. And not only theirs, but other people's that had been up there. So I have tons of them. And so now they all know that the rule is you don't leave your bullet shells on the ground. You pick them up and bring them home and give them to mommy. Anyway, but aren't those cool? Look at, there's a bead in there. It sounds so pretty. Anyway, so I washed them. I drilled holes in them and, you know, made them into these really cool little bells. So I thought I would just kind of show you guys how I did that. Yeah. So let me know if that's something you would like to see, and I will add that to my list. I am still going to do book plates, and I am still going to finish the matchbook covers now that I've finished these journals. Okay. I have some fabric packs that I'd like to put together sometime, you know, in the next couple weeks. And I also am planning to do a book sale. So yeah, hopefully, you know, now that these are done, my anxiety level will go way down so I can focus a little bit better. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching, and thank you to all my new subscribers. That's what I wanted to say earlier in the video. I really, really appreciate it. It's really, really awesome that, you know, there's that many individuals in the world that would hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? It's really, really awesome. So I appreciate it. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yeah, anyway, if you have not seen the show and sell, post that I made in my Facebook group and also in Tracie Fox's Facebook group, the Foxy Crafters, join my Facebook group because I want to start doing some sales of, well, you know, showing some other people's journals that are, you know, out there in the world that, you know, might be struggling to promote themselves or that kind of thing. Or maybe, you know, maybe they're just new and, you know, I just want to try to give back a little bit. So if that is in that information about how to like apply for that, there's no charge. I'm not going to charge anybody anything to do that. But I just, you know, because I know how it feels and I know how hard it is. So I don't know. Anyway, so I'm calling it show and sell, and it's going to be like kind of like a month I'm hoping to do. And but I'm asking that people kind of apply for it, or, you know, just answer some questions and send me some information and stuff. So anyway, so get in touch with me if you know anybody that's a journal maker looking to sell their journals, and you think they could use some help. So anyway, okay, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.